Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. It's been a chaotic day in Pakistan. We expected the trust vote to happen, but the Pakistan caretaker Prime Minister, he's the caretaker Prime Minister now, Imran Khan, has decided to dissolve the assembly and go in for early elections. Over the next 30 minutes, expecting some breaking news. Imran Khan is expected to speak. We're going across live to that. Here are the headlines in case you missed all the action on Pakistan today. Imran Khan ducks the trust vote. Speaker calls no confidence motion unconstitutional. Opposition appoints Shehbaz Sharif as Pakistan Prime Minister after holding no trust vote in Assembly. Pakistan Supreme Court to resume hearing on Pakistan Assembly case on Monday. Imran Khan expected to address the people of Pakistan in a short while from now. With the caretaker government in place, PTI planning to hold elections within the next 90 days. Pakistan Army issues a statement, says today's developments are completely political in nature and that they had nothing to do with it. And Republic reporting live from inside the territory recaptured in Irpin by Ukrainian forces. India's largest reporting crew inside the war zone. Well, Imran Khan was playing to a script perhaps when he said that there was a foreign conspiracy to topple him. And he's taken that foreign conspiracy card all the way through to the trust vote. We were expecting the trust vote on the floor of the Pakistan National Assembly today, but it did not happen. The Deputy Speaker came in, and after Fawad Chowdhury, one of the ministers in the Pakistan government, said there was a foreign conspiracy, almost on cue, the Deputy Speaker said that it was not needed. Disallowed the trust vote, dissolved the Assembly. Imran Khan has called for early elections, and there's complete chaos in Pakistan because even after that move of Imran Khan, the opposition continues to protest. Here's how the story played out all of Sunday as the chaos erupts as another Pakistan Prime Minister is forced to step down before completing his term. He's Prime Minister number 22 to not complete his term in Pakistan. Take a look.
They gathered cheering the rebels on this morning. As they entered the Pakistan National Assembly, the plan was perhaps in place and set in motion.
अगर अदम एतमाद कामयाब नहीं होती तो आपका अगला रास्ता बहुत सख्त होगा. ये एक इफेक्टिव ऑपरेशन है जनाब स्पीकर regime change का by a foreign government.
But as the speaker got up to get the proceedings underway, there was a twist in the tale.
वज़ीर कानून ने जो नुकात उठाए हैं वो दुरुस्त है, वैलिड है, लिहाजा मैं रूलिंग देता हूं कि अदम एतमाद की करारदाद आइन और कौमी मुख्तारी व आज़ादी से मुनाफी है और रूल्स और ज़ाब्ते के खिलाफ है. ये करारदाद में मुस्तरद डिसअलाउ करने की रूलिंग देता हूं. ईवान की कार्रवाई रोक की जाती है.
The opposition was stunned and protested in the house, staying on with their own proceedings.
आज से चंद दिन पहले स्पीकर नेशनल असेंबली ने
Imran Khan wants the world to believe that he won. And like this poster that he tweeted, scalping 3 wickets in 1 ball.
अब इसके बाद मैंने अभी से प्रेसिडेंट साहब को वो भेज दिया है, एडवाइस भेज दी है कि असेंबलियां डिसॉल्व करें. एक डेमोक्रेटिक सोसाइटी में हम डेमोक्रेट्स अवाम के पास जाएं, अवाम से इलेक्शंस हो, अवाम फैसला करे कि वो किसको चाहती है.
And the Pakistan opposition, or at least some, didn't seem surprised.
जरदारी साहब, आपको खदशा था कि स्पीकर की जानिब से ये हरकत की जा सकती है? दोस्तों का एक ही दोस्त, दोस्तों की सोच है।
इसमें तो इमरान खान ने डिक्टेटरों को भी पीछे छोड़ दिया है। हारा नहीं बल्कि हार कर भागा है।
The Pakistan army issued a statement distancing from the developments, saying it was procedural. As the focus shifts to the Pak Supreme Court, fact is, no Pakistan Prime Minister has lasted 5 years, and Imran Khan, after 75 years of Pakistan's existence, becomes the 22nd Prime Minister to leave office midway. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And joining us on the special broadcast, let me first introduce all our panelists and then go across to our correspondent Irfan Malik joining us live from Islamabad. First up, Majal K.K. Sinha joining us on the broadcast, defense expert live from Delhi, Pathikrit Payne, geopolitical analyst live from Delhi. Let me also introduce Amjad Ayub Mirza, who's an activist from Gilgit-Baltistan, joining us on the broadcast. He's in the United Kingdom. And backing Imran Khan and joining us on the broadcast are Zulkarnain Shah, senior leader of the PTI, and Raja Mubin Afzal, who's a leader of the PTI, joining us live from Islamabad, along with Sadia Khan, member PMLN from Islamabad, and Mustafa Abdullah Baloch, leader of the PPP, live from Karachi. So we have all sides. We have the Indian view, we have the pro-Imran view, and we have the Pakistan opposition view. So it's going to be an interesting discussion or a debate. Let's see how it goes. First up, Irfan, what's the update? We're getting in some breaking news now. A statement that you have said, Irfan. Let's break that statement of what the opposition has said a few minutes back. Irfan.
देखिए, अपोजिशन ने डिमांड किया है अपनी ताज़ा तरीन प्रेस रिलीज में। उन्होंने कहा है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फुल कोर्ट जो है वो इस मुकदमे को सुने। अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट की लार्जर बेंच है 5 रुकनी जो इसको समाअत करनी है, जिसने कल, लेकिन अपोजिशन ने, जॉइंट अपोजिशन ने ये डिमांड कर दी है कि अब फुल कोर्ट इस मुकदमे
Okay, lost the link there, but reminder to all our viewers, anytime now we're expecting the Prime Minister of Pakistan, an address that he made to the people of his country to be broadcast anytime now. We'll go across to that. Okay, let me introduce some of our panelists and get in a view first from Zulkarnain Shah of the PTI. Zulkarnain, many people looking at the developments as something that was expected. I mean, you're calling it a victory, 1 ball, 3 wickets, etc. But the fact is, he didn't face the trust vote. He didn't have the numbers, right? How is it a victory for you?
Thank you very much. I think
go ahead, Zulkarnain, go ahead.
It's a normal procedure in a democratic society, and if you look at all the procedures, the United Opposition अपनी resolution लाई, कार्रवाई शुरू हुई, प्रोसीजरल एक्टिविटीज शुरू हुई, एंड डिप्टी स्पीकर ने उसके ऊपर, जब हमारे लॉ मिनिस्टर ने उसको रेजोल्यूशन दी कि एक फॉरेन फंडेड आइडेंटिफाइड बैकअप कंस्पायरेसी है जिसकी वजह से रिजीम चेंज एक कंट्री करना चाह रहा है, और जो उस कंट्री की हिस्ट्री है वो हमेशा से यही रही है। आप पूरा 100 ईयर की लास्ट हिस्ट्री देखें तो उसका पूरा मिडल ईस्ट के अंदर, लैटिन अमेरिका एंड ईस्ट एशिया के अंदर, तो उसके जब एविडेंस हमने दिया नेशनल सिक्योरिटी कमेटी, जो कि पाकिस्तान का एक हाईएस्ट फोरम है, तो उसमें उसकी इंडोर्समेंट हुई। उस इंडोर्समेंट की बुनियाद पे वो एविडेंस जर्नलिस्ट को भी दिखाए गए, वो एविडेंस पार्लियामेंटेरियंस को भी दिखाए गए, और उस एविडेंस की बुनियाद पे जब रिक्वेस्ट की गई डिप्टी स्पीकर को, जो कि उस वक्त कन्वीन कर रहे थे इजलास को, तो वो कन्विंस्ड हुए उस पर और उन्होंने रेजोल्यूशन को एडजर्न कर दिया। जब रेजोल्यूशन एडजर्न हो गई, ख़त्म हो गई, तो उसके बाद जो कानून था कि जब प्राइम मिनिस्टर के अगेंस्ट नहीं होती रेजोल्यूशन होती तो वो असेंबली तोड़ नहीं सकता। वो ख़त्म होने के बाद प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने एडवाइस दी प्रेसिडेंट को, और प्रेसिडेंट ने उस रिक्वेस्ट के ऊपर असेंबली को डिसॉल्व कर दिया। देखिए, यूनाइटेड अपोजिशन का एक ही मुतालबा होता था कि हम फ्रेश एंड फ्री इलेक्शन में जाएं। तो डेमोक्रेटिक फोर्सेस को हमेशा फाइट करनी चाहिए पब्लिक के अंदर। अगर कहीं पे डेडलॉक आ गया हमारा और अपोजिशन का, तो इसमें तो कोई बुराई नहीं थी, और ये अपोजिशन का मुतालबा भी था ये वाला।
Zulkarnain, let me get in Sadia to respond to you. Sadia from PMLN, from Nawaz Sharif's party. Now she's responding. Now the Pakistan opposition, as we know it, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, There is a caretaker PM, and we are told that inside the assembly, inside the Pakistan National Assembly, while I keep our panelists here on the other screen, I'm going to show you what happened. We'll show you what happened inside the Pakistan National Assembly moments after Imran Khan decided to dissolve the assembly and call for early elections. If I can show you the pictures, look at these pictures. Pictures as the opposition called its own proceedings and they decided to declare their own prime minister. From the Pakistani media, we have learned that the Pakistan opposition has decided to declare their own prime minister. Of course, it all depends what happens in court now. But Sadia, what do you think the game plan is of Imran Khan, and do you think he will succeed? Do you think the Supreme Court will let him get away?
Can you please repeat it?
Yes, please go ahead. I can hear you, yeah. I was asking you whether you think Imran Khan, I was trying to ask you whether you think Imran Khan will succeed in court.
This is not a matter of Imran Khan in courts. This is a matter of Pakistan in court. It's a matter of constitution in court. Whatever he did, whatever he planned to do, actually, this is a threat to sovereignty of country, and this is totally unconstitutional act by Imran Khan. Actually, this was already planned. You can see Mr. Suri, when he was reading his statement, he said, "I Asad Kaisar." It means this option was written earlier, and he have been looking for other options. And right now he made that letter get an issue. Although National Security Council have shown his concern that this is a matter of concern, but still it have no threat to democracy and ruling government. But still Imran Khan was in need of a safe exit, and for face saving he used this option. That's all. It can be a case of treason as well, because you can see under Article 6, President is involved in it, Deputy Speaker is involved in it, and Prime Minister is involved in it. When matter was going according to Constitution, there was no need of dissolving assemblies. He can he could have sit in opposition, he could have faced things, he could have faced circumstances. That was okay. I don't know why do Prime Minister have made this a personal issue. And actually, probably he was afraid of his incompetent team. If he'll be sitting in opposition, whatever he have been doing with opposition in past, and maybe some charges can be framed against his staff, against his cabinet, which have been doing some corruption as well, which was involved in corruption. So in case if they'll be sitting in opposition, of course, the coming government can make some cases and frame some charges against them. So actually this is a face saving, that's all, nothing.
Face saving tactic. Let me put that question to Mustafa Abdullah Baloch. Mustafa Abdullah Baloch, you heard what Zulkarnain Shah said. He's pretty confident, calling it a great move by Imran Khan. In fact, across Pakistani media, people calling it master stroke, etc. Is it really a master stroke?
It was something, I guess, in a panic move, I would say. And since he was out of options, so he decided to go for that. But I would say that regardless of what they have done, we are still hopeful that Pakistan's democracy is going to flourish and we are moving forward. And people are, being the best judge. They are deciding, they're looking at every other party, that which party is working for democracy and which party is working against democracy. So the recent event has kind of exposed the PTI government, but we are very hopeful that the honorable courts would give a decision in favor of democracy.
Okay, let me get Jal KK Sinha and the Indian perspective here. Jal KK Sinha and Pathikrit Payne also joining us. Jal KK Sinha, whichever way you look at it, another government has fallen, right? Another government won't last 5 years. It's history repeating all over again. And I found the response of the Pakistan army very interesting, Jal Sinha. Nobody asked them any question, but they gave out a statement anyway.
Niranjan, a very, very interesting time when we talk about the Southeast Asia, what is happening in this continent, and especially when you are talking about the Pakistan. A very interesting time, because the things are changing in such a fast pace that, the consequences are going to be there into the complete subcontinent. See, the point is like that, the Imran Khan, I will not speak, this will carry on. He will play his game till his last ball he has played. These things will carry on. What has happened? The way they have brought the United States of America foreign conspiracy, that is the is something we have to very deeply look at it. How it is going to affect. See, one thing is there when we used to talk about the 3 A's, the America, Allah, and the Army. Now it seems that as far as the establishment is concerned, Imran Khan, he has taken a direct, firing line to the Americans are concerned. So, and they have done it with the behest, in my judgment, with the Chinese. The Chinese used to be the second partner. Now they have made the Chinese in the forefront. And if you remember, the Qureshi has been there in China, and in China, they made a statement that no one, they will not tolerate, and this is words are, that anyone interfering with, for a change of regime in a smaller state. So it's a direct involvement of China in the polity of Pakistan. That is very, very interesting and very keenly must be watched. See, the point is like this. Army was comfortable till the time they allowed him to speak, and probably they have given the dictate that you can use, foreign conspiracy, thing like that. But Imran Khan has chosen to speak extempore. And there, by design or by fate, he brought America and they said, no, bahari ke haath hai, and things like that. So that has actually crossed the red line. I will not talk, what happened, the ISI things, whether the chief things. Now this is, and Bajwa has to come just after that and saying that, America is a very important, they want to have a good relation, and he even gone there, that strategic partnership. So now it is absolutely a line. They have taken army in center, Imran Khan taking a different line, now joining with the China. So you have to see how Chinese, and the way the foreign minister was invited as a chief guest in IOC meeting, and the behest of China, he is visiting Russia. A very, very different things are happening, Niranjan, and the fallout will be very, very severe for the China, for the Pakistan. Today we can talk about no confidence motion, Article 5, Article 6, and whether 15 days he is going to be there or their caretaking government will come. These are the constitutional crisis which he has created. After the economic crisis, who is going to bail out? $58 billion, can you imagine in next 2 years? The complete people of especially Saudi Arabia, UAE is out from this. From where they will get it? Turkey, there has been a statement from Turkey. Today, what they're saying that, they were looking forward some sort of 5 years continuity of Imran Khan. Now, we know Turkey, Malaysia and Imran Khan, that is Pakistan, wanted to have some sort of, gathering so they can challenge the Muslim world. So these things has to be taken care of, has to be analyzed, watched carefully. My take is that.
Let me get in Amjad Ayub Mirza along with Zulkarnain. Zulkarnain is of the PTI, is Imran Khan's party. I have Amjad Ayub Mirza, who's a critic. He's actually from Gilgit-Baltistan, but he's a critic of Pakistan. Right? Now, for all this talk of, today he named a US functionary who reportedly gave the threat, the foreign conspiracy. They've named that person. I don't know whether you've gone through the reports, Amjad. What do you make of it? Because, this is a country and this is a prime minister who, by the way, has completely changed his tune last few days, praising India's independent foreign policy, praising Bangladesh, praising the economies of India and Bangladesh. But his pro-China tilt has been so visible for everyone. And do you think he's coming under pressure? Yesterday, what General Bajwa said about America, were you surprised with that? Do you think it's part of some plan? Amjad, and then I'll get Zulkarnain to respond to you.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, what we have seen today is a culmination of social, economic, and political crisis that has now transformed itself into a constitutional crisis. And I think no one is paying attention to how serious this is, because after the 1970 elections in which Awami League won and People's Party won in West Pakistan, Awami League won in East Pakistan, the Punjabi military establishment was reluctant to share power or give power to the Bengalis, that created a constitutional crisis that resulted in the breakup of Pakistan. This constitutional crisis is no less serious than the one in 1970, because if through parliamentary procedures we cannot exercise democracy in Pakistan, then what are we doing in Pakistan? We, the people of POJK and POGB, who are living in under occupation of Pakistan, the people of Balochistan who are fighting for their liberation, the people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa who want to reunite Khyber Pakhtunkhwa with Afghanistan since the 1893 Durand Line Agreement has finished. So this is a very serious crisis, and what we saw in the parliament was all prepared, and you see the sequence. Fawad Chaudhry was reading through a piece of paper. As soon as he finished, the speaker took out his paper and he read his paper. As soon as he finished, the prime minister gave a statement, and as soon as that was done, the president was said to have announced that the assemblies have been dissolved and there will be elections in 90 days. So this is all a set plan, and this Imran Khan is now showing fascist tendencies. He is willing to drag the country into a civil war rather than allow a normal parliamentary democratic procedure to decide the fate of a tangle, of a constitutional tangle. He is not allowing the normal procedure to solve that. So this is very serious. And the other thing is Supreme Court. Now, Supreme Court today should have taken action instead of postponing it till tomorrow. And the action is to be taken under Article 6, which is high treason. Because I don't want to go to the details of today's proceeding because other panelists also have to contribute their views. But in a nutshell, our Prime Minister Imran Khan, the President of Pakistan, Arif Alvi, Fawad Chaudhry, and the Deputy Speaker, they all should have been arrested for high treason. And the punishment for high treason is death. And in a case that was led by Justice Vakar
Yes.
State against Musharraf, he did give the death sentence for treason, and he said that he should be hanged publicly in the D Chowk in Islamabad. So I think that after today, tomorrow, if the judiciary does not take a stand and does not call this abrogation of the constitution an illegal affair and arrest these culprits, Prime Minister X and the President and Fawad Chaudhry, believe you me,
Zulkarnain is laughing. Zulkarnain is smiling. Zulkarnain is smiling. Ayub, Zulkarnain is smiling. He thinks they've really won this match. They've really won this match. Zulkarnain, why are you smiling?
They might have won the match, but they've lost Pakistan.
I want to explain one thing. मुझे Mr. Amjad की बातों से कोई लेना देना नहीं. I want to reply General Sena point of view. General Sena,
people are very arrogant anyway, so लेना देना नहीं है. I don't give a damn. PTI के लोग बदतमीज हैं, लीडर की तरह गुस्ताख हैं, arrogant हैं, और वो किसी की सुनते नहीं है, ना उन्हें किसी की राय से कोई लेना देना है. तो I am not surprised that you have just mentioned कि मुझे अमजद की बातों से कोई लेना देना नहीं है.
अमजद साहब, मैं मुझे एक रिस्पॉन्ड करने दे जनरल सेना को. जनरल सेना जो कंसर्न है हिंदुस्तान का कंसर्न है, हम उसको बहुत अच्छा समझ सकते हैं, अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. देखिए, पिछले 4 साल से पूरा हिंदुस्तानी मीडिया एक बात कह रहा था कि जी पीटीआई इज बैक्ड बाय द आर्मी, पीटीआई इज बैक्ड बाय द आर्मी, राइट. अब इशू ये हुआ है हिंदुस्तान के लिए कि पिछले 3 साल में वाज द प्रॉब्लम विद इमरान खान. तो वाशिंगटन को क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गया, या फॉरेन यूरोपियन यूनियन को, या कंस्पिरेसी क्यों जन्म दे रही है? क्योंकि इशू सिर्फ इमरान खान और पाकिस्तान नहीं है, इशू वो नेक्सस है जो चाइना, रशिया, टर्की, पाकिस्तान एंड सऊदीया का इमर्ज हो रहा है. ये वो ब्लॉकिंग है क्योंकि आप ऑलरेडी वाशिंगटन के साथ अलाय आप हो चुके हैं और ये जो
हम अलाय नहीं है सर, थोड़ा फैक्ट चेक कर लीजिए आप। जुल्करनैन जी, थोड़ा फैक्ट चेक कर लीजिए, फैक्ट चेक कर लीजिए।
सर देखिए फैक्ट्स बिल्कुल ओपन
अरे
है।
आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? आपका प्रधानमंत्री, एक मिनट, आपका केयरटेकर प्राइम मिनिस्टर बोलते हैं इंडिया को लॉर्ड करते हैं, आप सुना नहीं उनका? सुना क्या बोल रहे हैं? इमरान खान बोलते हैं लुक एट इंडियाज फॉरेन पॉलिसी डिस्पाइट बीइंग कॉट दे वेरी बैलेंस्ड, यू परहैप्स डोंट लिसन टू योर ओन प्राइम मिनिस्टर। नहीं आप थोड़ा सुन लीजिए, particular pain will respond to you. No, you please be sure of your fact. Particular pain will respond to you.
But problem देखिए।
Okay, General Sena wanted to say something. Okay, General Sena, I want to listen. No, listen to General Sena.
What happened? सर सुनिए तो सही कि आपके साथ काबल में जो आपने कितने साल में क्या हुआ आपके साथ?
सुनिए मेरी बात, मैं आपको हिंदी में समझाता हूँ, उर्दू में समझाता हूँ। सुनिए प्लीज, आप सुनेंगे मेरी बात? प्लीज
सुन लीजिए।
मेरे को नाम ले रहे हैं, वो जनरल सिन्हा नहीं आप। मेरी बात सुन ले, आप जो कह रहे हैं ना, जो पाकिस्तान के जो पपेट प्राइम मिनिस्टर चुन के आए थे और क्या हो गया इमरान खान को कि पूरा का पूरा पलटी मार गए, वो क्या हो गया? जो आप हमारी कंसर्न थी, हम कहते थे और अभी भी कहते हैं इनिशियली, बट जिस तरह से आपकी एम्बिशंस, किस पाले में आप पड़े, किसके कहने पे पड़े, कौन लोग ले गए कि जितना 3.5 साल में इमरान खान ने जितना गलत काम किया है पाकिस्तान के लिए 75 साल के इतिहास में कभी नहीं हुआ। और मैं आपको फिर से बोलना चाहता हूं, इमरान खान सुने, यदि इमरान खान आते हैं ना बाय प्रॉक्सी, भारत के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। ऐसा आदमी के लिए कोई दुश्मन नहीं चाहिए। वो अपने आप
तो खुश
अपने पूरे पाकिस्तान को वो तितर बितर वही कर देगा। पूछ ले, अयूब साहब बैठे हैं यहाँ पर, किसी की जरूरत नहीं। ये जो बॉल टेम्परिंग करते हैं, जो गुगली फेंकते हैं, इसके लिए जिस तरह से आपने आर्थिक पॉलिटिकल टर्मोइल, इनस्टेबिलिटी, और जिस तरह से आपने किया है, आर्मी को भी आपने एक साइडलाइन करने की ट्राई की है। वो जो क्राइसिस थे, और आपने तो हद से भी ज्यादा कर दिया। और बाजवा साहब को आना पड़ा, बोलना पड़ा कि अमेरिका से स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप करना चाहते हैं ये। तो आप जो कह रहे हैं ना कि 4 साल से इंडिया तो इमरान खान तो है ये पिट्ठू। आज पिट्ठू था किसी दिन आर्मी का, अब वो चाहता है चाइना का पिट्ठू हो जाए। ये आदमी आपके देश को पूरा का पूरा भट्टाकार करेगा। इसके लिए किसी की जरूरत नहीं। आप ऐसे निकम्मे लोग जो उसके साथ लगे हैं, और जो अनपढ़ यूथ जिसकी ऊपर, और बुशरा बीबी, ये जो बीबी साहब है ना, ये जो फेनोमेना है, उसके आप भी हिस्सेदार होंगे। ये जो चीजें पाकिस्तान को ले जाएंगी, वो भारत के लिए, हम जब सोचते हैं कि डिसेबिलिटी, पहले हम सोचते थे स्टेबल पाकिस्तान इज गुड फॉर कंट्री, फॉर इंडिया, बट इट हैज प्रूवन a destabilized Pakistan is getting better for India. Please understand this. And अपने पैरों में कुल्हाड़ी ना मारें। 22 करोड़ के नाम लेते हैं, उन लोगों का क्या किया उन लोगों ने कि 22 करोड़ जनता को जिस तरह से आप लोग गुर्बत में डालते हैं, जिस तरह से उनको आप गुलाम बनाना चाहते हैं, आपको नमाज नहीं पढ़ने देगा चाइना। आपके गोदार से लेकर के गिलगित बाल्टिस्तान का इलाका जो सी पैक का है, जिस तरह से श्रीलंका देखिए क्या हाल हुआ है। श्रीलंका का देखा क्या हाल हुआ? भारत भेजता है तेल उठे। आप नेपाल में आया था, नेपाल में आज क्या हुआ? आज हम
Sir, General Sena, take a look at these visuals, and these are pictures that came in. I want my video journalist Bhatt to just zoom into these pictures. Come in and see these pictures. These are scenes from Pakistan today. I want you to focus on those pictures, please. But if you can focus on those pictures, I'll tell our viewers what's going on in these pictures. And in these pictures right now that are coming in, this is a scuffle that took place in the Punjab Pakistan assembly, right? In Pakistan's Punjab, these are the pictures coming in of the scuffle that broke out between legislators, women legislators also here involved in this particular scuffle. The pictures on your screen, right? It's complete chaos. It's a chaotic situation, and we're expecting some sort of a statement to come in. In fact, those are pictures from earlier. These are pictures of the scuffle between women legislators as well. So it's complete chaos And what happens tomorrow will be extremely, extremely interesting. Faraz Saeed also joining us. Faraz and Pathikrit, let me bring in Pathikrit, hasn't spoken yet. Pathikrit, you've heard both sides, the pro-Imran view, the anti-Imran view. This was a surprise that he was referring to, right? Now, in the larger scheme of things, you see what's happening, General Sena made a mention of it. He spoke about the interesting times that we live in. What's happening in Sri Lanka. You have all hell break loose in Sri Lanka. There could be a government change there as well. There could be some change there. And what's happening in Pakistan, complete chaos. China, anyway, is not a democracy, doesn't have an elected government. India and Bangladesh, literally, keeping, being the beacons in this part of the world. For India, what does this mean? What was going on, Pathikrit? What does it mean? And then I'll bring in Faraz to respond to you.
Niranjan, this only shows that not every country can have a democracy. I mean, even by the Pakistani standard, what happened today, it was unprecedented. I want to give an example. If today the head of state of any country wants to call up the Prime Minister of Pakistan, whom should he call? Should he call Imran Khan or should he call up Shahbaz Sharif? That's a question mark, and that's the level of crisis that Pakistan has precipitated itself into. Any other time, Niranjan, the army would have stepped in. But given the kind of turmoil and the crisis that the economy of Pakistan right now is, Pakistan army does not want to soil its own hands. On Friday, they pleaded with China to roll over a $4.2 billion loan. Their entire debt is $290 billion, which is almost at par with their GDP. So they have huge sovereign debt crisis. They are in the Financial Action Task Force grey list. They have no investments coming in. They have a huge crisis in terms of internal security. We know there are attacks going on by Tehrik-e-Taliban, by Baluch insurgent groups. Under such circumstances, for self-serving purpose, to precipitate a country into a political chaos, this is something bizarre. This is unprecedented. And, Imran Khan may think that he has won the match. But frankly speaking, if he had won the match, he could have won the trust vote also. In any kind of democracy, there is nothing wrong to seek a no trust vote. And I don't know why Imran Khan actually, did not want to go through. So, of course, he doesn't have the majority. Now, the question is, if this does not go challenged, if the Supreme Court becomes lenient tomorrow, it becomes a precedence that whoever faced a trust vote would invoke Article 5, would talk about conspiracies, and actually will revoke it. The question is, Niranjan, it's very simple. United States does not need to write a letter to do a regime change. Imran Khan and his party needs to learn history, that whenever those regime changes are orchestrated, there are other means through which it is done, not by writing a letter. Not by writing a letter to an ex-ambassador, not even the present ambassador. So, and that letter was not even written by an American, but by an ex-ambassador of Pakistan. So this is, as I stated, bizarre even by the Pakistani standard, and this is not going to augur well. So I think, Niranjan, if it goes on like this, either an emergency will be imposed, and if the stalemate continues, then the army would have very little option but to step in. And this, for Pakistan, it's something, it couldn't have been worse than what happened in 1971. They had a wonderful opportunity 4 years back to create a Naya Pakistan, but that would have required taking hard steps, structural economic reforms, structural reforms in terms of creating institutions. They did not do that. Raising prices only does not solve the problems. Imran Khan, I don't want to comment on the internal aspect of Pakistan. I have no stake in it, but Imran Khan failed economically, and Sri Lanka is the ideal example of where Pakistan is heading tomorrow in terms of a sovereign default, in terms of becoming a country which is on the verge of collapse, like Sri Lanka, because they have completely become a vassal state of China. And just one point, Nilanjan. Multilateral institutions need to give loan. IMF and World Bank. America controls them. Who would give loan to Imran Khan? He has burnt all the bridges. For his own political interest, he has burnt all the bridges of Pakistan with every country. Who would give them the loan for bailout? Certainly, IMF and World Bank are not going to give it if this man stays as the Prime Minister, because America today is terribly upset. Good or bad relation is something else. direct accusation to another country for something internal happening in Pakistan. It is bizarre. It is bizarre to the extent that even by Pakistani standard, it is unprecedented. This is something, it's a lesson, it's a case study for every person in the world.
Pathikrit, let me get Faraz to respond. Faraz, I was speaking to a PTI spokesman who was on the show this evening, and I told him, how does it feel to have this record, 75 years since Pakistan came into existence, and out of the 22 prime ministers that you've had, not a single one has lasted 5 years. And it says something about the democracy sham in Pakistan. I mean, it's really unfortunate. But I'll let you respond to it. I mean, what does it say about where Pakistan is going or headed?
Niranjan, it's unfortunate. I would agree to the fact that no democratic government has been able to complete its tenure. The parties have, yes, the assemblies have been able to complete their tenure, but not a cabinet or the prime minister. Second, my Indian friend, representing an Indian youth, just clamored everything, every understanding, every bad news that Pakistan has. So if we move structurally to understand the situation of the day, there are 3 articles of the Constitution that are being contested or being debated, and we need to be very much we need to understand that. First, it was Article 5 that led to the use of Article 51. So Article 5 states that the citizens of the country need to be loyal to the state. And when the dossier from Pakistan's ambassador, which claims that there is a threatening tone towards Pakistan and has threatened the Americans, and when the speakers, when the National Security Committee has already accepted that the tone was threatening and no confidence motion was part of it, hence Article 5 was deployed. Subsequently, after Article 5 was deployed, the Speaker prorogued the session, following which Imran Khan, the Prime Minister, used Article 51 of the Constitution of 1973 and sent his request to dissolve the assemblies. So the two articles that I've cited are constitutional and constitutional way that went forward. Third, there is Article 69, which says that anything that happens within the National Assembly is supreme, cannot be changed or be dictated by the outside.
None of it is making sense to me. You ask your own. Is it making sense to you, Sadia? Sadia, you're listening to what your colleague is saying. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you?
In what he's saying.
No, Amjad, let me ask. Sadia is from the PMLN. She's from Nawaz Sharif's party. Sadia, you want to respond to what your colleague is saying for us? Does it make sense to you?
See, I mean, if he is giving, I don't know about, I'm not expert of constitution and articles, so I cannot comment much about that. But still, this was the 7th day since the resolution was moved in assembly. So technically, Speaker should have started voting today and the debate before voting, but unfortunately this could not happen, and immediately as soon as business of National Assembly started, he dissolved assemblies. And you can see the written statement he was reading, it was written previous, few days before, because he took name of Asad Kaisar instead of himself, Mr. Suri. So this can be shown that they have used this option, as they were looking for few. Plus you can see everybody is looking towards Supreme Court now. And the Supreme Court have already mentioned they are quite concerned in current political turmoil, and they have asked organizations to remain calm. They have asked political parties, ruling party and opposition, to be calm and look forward what is happening next. So we are expecting, in case if Supreme Court reinstates assemblies, so there will be the case of treason against Prime Minister, President and Speaker, Deputy Speaker, National Assembly, because under Article 6, this is a case of treason. That's very clear. No, so they should be prepared for that. But we are quite hopeful that assemblies will be resolved.
Yeah, okay, let me get in
Supreme Court.
Amjad and Zulkarnain, right? Zulkarnain, let me put the question to Amjad and Zulkarnain can respond. Amjad, do you think there is an element of, fixing in this? Because, question was asked to Asif Ali Zardari. I don't know if I have the soundbite ready with us right now. If I have it ready, the moment I have it ready, I'll play it out. A question was asked to Zardari on whether he knew about the fact that this would be the trust vote would be suspended. He didn't seem surprised at all, Amjad. So, can you rule out that this entire, drama that's playing out could be a fixed match in Pakistan? And if yes, who gains? Amjad, and then let Zulkarnain respond.
Okay. Look,
I want to
the basis
respond to one thing
for which Article 5 was invoked is that there is a threatening letter. First of all, this is not a letter, it's a routine cable from a Pakistani foreign service person.
Yes.
His assessment. This letter was then forged. The text was changed in the Foreign Office under the instructions of Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Hamid Mir has got proof of it. Hamid Mir is saying that he can prove it in the court of law.
Are you saying they gave it a spin?
Yes, let me just finish, please.
Yeah, okay, make your point. Make your point. Zulkarnain will respond to you. Make your point.
Yeah, so this is a fake letter. It's a fake case, and that is why this is today's proceedings of National Assembly are illegal. Secondly, once a motion is accepted and is presented for vote, it no more remains a motion. It becomes a resolution. It is elevated, and under no circumstances it can be taken back. So that is a second violation of law.
No, but you're getting too technical, Amjad. Amjad, you're getting too technical. Do you think it's a fixed match?
Yes, let me tell you this. Pakistan for us is a prison of nations, and Bajwa is the jailer of that prison. Army are the guards of that prison. The civilian governments that are brought in and out of this prison are there to manage the kitchen, right? The mullah are employed to numb our senses so we can't think outside of the box. And now is the time for us, all of us, the Baloch, the Pashtun, the Kashmiris, the Gilgitis, the Baltis, and the Sindhis, to organize a jailbreak. We do not want to live in Pakistan. We do not want to.
No, one
live
second.
under
Are you
the yoke of
suggesting?
Pakistan.
Are you suggesting some sort of a civilian unrest? 1 second. What are you saying? You're suggesting
that is
now,
what is.
Okay,
that is
interestingly, the opposition. No, 1 second, Amjad. But interestingly, the opposition also said that there could be a civil war. Some of the opposition parties in Pakistan said there could be a civil war. Okay, let's
want Pakistan to be stable.
Before I get Zulkarnain and Abdullah Baloch, I want you to listen into what Zardari said. I have that soundbite of Zardari. General Sena, listen to this very interesting response. Listen to this. It's towards the end of the soundbite. I want to play out what Zardari said, and then we'll take the question to our next panelist.
It is illegal, totally illegal. And the court has sat down. हम देखते हैं कोर्ट क्या कहते हैं और किस तरह कोर्ट अदरवाइज हम हर चीज के लिए थे कि कोई इनके डराने भुसलाने में आए अगर इतना शौक है तो इलेक्शन के लिए भी तैयार है।
खान साहब इस मरहले पर असम्बलियां तहलील कर सकते हैं सर आईनी तौर पर?
हमारी नजर में आईनी तौर पर नहीं कर सकते।
जरदारी साहब, आपको खदशा था कि स्पीकर की जानिब से ये हरकत की जा सकती है?
हाँ, मगर दोस्तों का यही सोचते, दोस्तों की सोच पे चलना।
I think if I got the right, if I heard him correctly, he said, "Doston ke beech mein ye sab." I think he said, "Doston ke beech mein, you know what's coming," right? Is that what he said, Zulkarnain? Did you have some sort of a deal?
किसके साथ deal?
You tell Baloch, you and Abdullah Baloch. You tell Abdullah Baloch, did you have some sort of a deal, some sort of an understanding with the opposition, saying that, or at least some in the opposition, saying that if you let us, dissolve the assembly, let's agree for an early election. Early election could be a compromise formula. Was it a compromise formula? Early election?
Yeah. Early election is the solution.
You're asking me?
Abdullah, you want to respond, Abdullah?
See, actually, whatever Zadai Saab said, he's a wise politician, and he's the leader of the party which has been in Pakistan since more than 50 years, which I'm obviously representing, Pakistan People's Party. So we have a history of pure politics, and we have believed in democratic, policies. But the unfortunate thing is that overall in the world, you can see that people like Trump, Modi, and Imran, have been in countries, and they have taken extremist steps and taken the polarize the nations.
What extremist steps are you talking about? One second. What extremist steps are you talking about? One second, Abdullah. What extremist steps are you talking about? Just for your information, Mr. Modi has won a second election. Right? He's been in power since 2014. Can you please tell me what extremist steps have been taken? He's highly popular. He's won 4 more states out of 5. Please, talk based on facts. I mean, you want to talk about Trump, you can do what you want. You can talk about Trump, don't bring Modi into it.
Let's go to General Sina.
You should have the patience to listen as well. If you are talking, then you should have the patience to listen as well.
No, but I listen to you, but I don't think the reference was required. I don't think the comparison is right.
You are distorting facts.
The polarization aspect is very common.
Okay, General Sinha is responding to you. General Sinha to Baloch.
Niranjan, you have brought out a very interesting point that if the match was fixed, you have given the soundbite and of Jardari. If you remember, about 15 days back, everything was there was a Pakistan media was saying that Jardari is the main player. And then he is saying now in the soundbite, doston ke beech, what is coming, it is known. See, it is fixed. Why I am saying this? See, army is also somewhere, is aware of everything. What happened? When they started talking about this letter or the parchi which he has brought it out, of foreign conspiracy, after that Security Council meeting was there. All 3 chiefs were there. And they have listened, and what the Imran Khan is saying is some short of minutes is there which has endorsed that there is a foreign conspiracy. Now they allowed. Army was not of the view that of favor that he should address. He was supposed to address the nation before this, which the army turned it down. But somehow he was permitted to address. Where the things went wrong, in my judgment, when he addressed, he has gone, extempore, and because army must have told him, mention foreign conspiracy, but don't take the name of US. But they have done it. There is a dictate from China to even army that somehow this should be done this way, whether Imran will stay or not, but go for a re-election. And this is the way it must be settled out. So when you are saying it is fixed, is totally fixed, including the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, even suo moto, they have taken the suo moto on Article 5, asking both the Attorney General, including Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General, they have resigned. But they have sent and giving a dictate that nothing should happen in the country, and then asking that just give the interpretation of Article 5 from them.
Yeah.
The opposition is asking under Article 6. These are 2 different things, altogether different. Yeah. When they say Article 5 says citizens of the country has to be loyal to the state. Article 6 has something to do
I'm running
with,
out of time
because attrition.
I'm running out of time, so I'll quickly get in one last word from Faraz. Faraz, finally, tomorrow the Supreme Court, we are hearing, will in 30 seconds, if you can respond, tomorrow Supreme Court will pick this up. They've taken suo motu cognizance of it. Don't get into technicalities, but do you think Imran Khan is going to be pulled up big time?
Niranjan, obviously everybody have their own observations of political development, but I think there are two possibilities that could turn out tomorrow. Article 69 could come into play where, the Supreme Court can say, oh, we don't have any kind of jurisdiction over these proceedings of the Assembly. B, Article 5's interpretation could turn out to be against Imran Khan's decision, whatever happened today. And anything that can nullify today's decision would become could burn fire. And that's dangerous.
Okay, General Sena, Padikrit Payne, Amjad Ayub, Zulkarnain, Faraz, Sadia and Mustafa, thank you for joining us. We'll be reporting the story live on Republic TV. We've been way ahead. In fact, on some occasions, our reporter in Pakistan has kept us ahead of Pakistani channels as well. So we can assure you that if it's anything to do with Pakistan, Republic TV will get you that breaking news update first. Thanks for watching.